It was a missing persons case that quickly turned into a murder investigation. High Point police need your help tracking down Tanique Allen's killer. Detectives say he was shot to death.
His body was found on East Commerce Avenue, not too far from downtown. WFMY News 2's Alma McCarty is piecing together what we know right now.
Well, High Point investigators are tight-lipped about this current investigation. This afternoon, they sent a release saying Tanique Allen was the subject of a murder investigation. Earlier this week, they received information about an alleged assault on Allen, but they couldn't find him. Then police listed Allen as a missing person and entered his name into a statewide database. After getting tips from people in the area, investigators found him dead from a gunshot wound on the 1400 block of East Commerce Avenue. Police wouldn't go into detail as to when or where Allen's body was located. Neighbors I spoke with didn't know much or didn't say too much, but Kevin Reynolds, who lives on the street, said he saw the crime scene in action yesterday.
Yesterday, when I came back, they actually had another crime scene back there in the back, and they said that they had found a body in the dumpster. So that's not right. You know, you don't take people and throw them away like trash. So of course it's worrying and upsetting at the same time because, like I said, it's so close to home.
Police are looking for a suspect and ask anyone with information to come forward. Reynolds hopes they find whoever killed Allen for the safety of his neighborhood.
If someone around here did do it, you know, it could be someone that we see every day. And could be speaking to them, saying hello. You never know, they could do you the same way.
This area of High Point is no stranger to violent crime recently. On Sunday night, a house on Franklin Street, not far from this crime scene, was shot at least 20 times. The family living there moved out, fearing for their safety.